Okay, so are we ready to start? Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Janet Montes Diaz. I am a longtime member of Dawn Mountain. I started coming to Dawn Mountain about 16 years ago, and it's really become an important part of my life. Before we start, we're passing around a book of names, and like I have explained, in the book we put the names of people we would like to dedicate the practice that we are doing to today, people that are in need of prayers or are suffering in some way. We can also put in the names of pets, animals, or the world situations that need prayers. And for those of you that are in the distance, you can put it in the chat, and later on we will pick up those names. So I'd like to explain what we're going to do today. We're going to open with our opening aspirations. We're going to practice for about 20 minutes. Then we're going to have a short talk where I'll read a chapter from the book Comfortable with Uncertainty by Pema Chodron. We will have a closing meditation, which will be similar to the opening one we will be doing. And then we will read the Book of Names, do the dedication and the art practice. And then we will have time to just socialize and get to know each other. Okay, so first, we always start with aspirations, and I'd like to explain a little bit about this because there are new people here that may not be familiar with Tibetan Buddhism, but as we know, that Tibetan Buddhism always aspires to not just benefit ourselves, but to benefit others. So in our aspirations, everything we do, everything that we accomplish that is of good and of benefit, if we reach enlightenment, we want to share it with others, with all beings. So we always start off orientating ourselves towards that purpose. And that's why we do the aspirations. That's in the group practice prayers on the sheet that we give out. So let's start with 4 boundless thoughts. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. So let me just explain the purpose of our practice. As we already explained, we always aspire to benefit others and ourselves. And we want to let go of what's holding us back, and what's holding us back from reaching what is the essence of wisdom. We also want to develop our attention. And as we develop our attention, also develop our ease and rest in expanded openness. So that's what we look to aspire to as we meditate. So let's start off by settling ourselves. We have what's called the 3 pillars that we use to to settle, and to be prepared to meditate. So the first pillar is to just feel the contact of your seat with your cushion, with the chair that you're sitting on, if you're on a chair. Just feel that contact. And feel that that contact is coming from the very center of the earth. The earth itself is settling us. We feel that the earth and the contact with the cushion and the earth is giving all the support we need at this time to be at ease. We feel safe within that support. Now, we want to be in touch with our skeletal structure. Our skeletal structure is also supporting us. We want to feel that there is, first of all, we need to make sure that our spine is straight, whether you're sitting on a cushion or a chair. Feel that you're at ease with a straight spine that kind of follows the S-curve of your spine. You're relaxed within that. And you also feel that you have the shoulder blades, the bones here, that are giving you support, all the support you really need. When we do this, we try to tuck our chin just a little because we want to make sure that our spine is, we want to let energy that is flowing within our spine go up to the top of the head. And we do this because we have within us what's called a central channel. This central channel, the main part of it, is going down our spine. And there is one channel, or what we call a chakra, or energy center, that is right below, around the area of our belly, right below our navel, 3 finger width below our navel, 3 finger widths deep. This is where we have what's called in Tibetan the do, the central nerve channel. It starts at that point and it goes up through the channel up to the very top of the head. So we want to make sure that that energy flow will be natural and free, and that's why we have a straight spine. So just feel for the moment the contact with the chair, the cushion, contact with our skeletal structure, contact with the central channel. And now let just be comfortable. Let all the muscles in your body feel at ease. You're being supported by your skeletal structure. Be at ease. Kind of open your mouth a little because that will help to all the muscles around your neck to be at ease. And then we also, in our tradition, we like to meditate with our eyes slightly open. And one of the reasons why we do this is because we want to, we develop our attention and develop being in the moment, we want to be able to continue to do that throughout the day as we go through our daily routines in life. So it kind of helps to just learn to meditate in that way. But of course, if you find this too disturbing, it's perfectly okay to close your eyes for a while. Now, we're going to put our mind on we always have to kind of, when we start to meditate, to put our mind on a certain object or thing, or just your body itself. And that's why in Tibetan Buddhism, we many times use our breath as a way to focus on something. The breath is always with us. The breath is always changing. We inhale, we exhale. So just notice as you inhale through your nostrils. You can also visualize this breath that you're breathing in going down to the dough, that central point within your body, just kind of visualizing going there. And then when you exhale up. You exhale that energy out. And you can kind of visualizing that energy going to the top of your head. So we're going to just focus on our breath. And as you do this, you're going to notice that naturally your mind is going to start to wander. And this is natural. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're going to try, every time you notice that your mind has wandered, you just gently go back to observing the breath. Sometimes you can just say to yourself, when you notice you're thinking of something, say thinking, and let it drop. Go back to the breath. We're going to do this for a few minutes. And then we're going to chant a sacred syllable that was given to us by one of our leading Tibetan teachers. It's Ansa Rinpoche. He is a Tibet that is actually living in Tibet, and he travels throughout China. He was here in Houston for quite a few years, and hopefully, we hope someday he will return. But he has been one of our guiding teachers of the teachings, the resident teachers that we have here. And he asked us to chant a sacred syllable, which is the syllable Hong. So this syllable is a sacred syllable that in Tibetan Buddhism represents enlightened mind. And we just chant it with the hope that it will help to alleviate our mind, rest our mind, and be with our mind as we chant. And I'll let you know when we do that later. But for the moment, let us just start by observing the breath for a few minutes. Observe the breath as it goes in and out. If a thought comes, say thinking, thinking. Go back to the breath. Now let us chant Hum. Each one of us will chant Hum at their own pace, and we'll do this for just a few minutes. I will bring the bell when we will stop. So each one of us, those that are in the distance, if you want to dismute, you can do so and chant with us. Back to observing your breath. How do you feel right now? Is it different after chanting? Just observe. Let us chant home one more time. This time, notice how the sound vibrates through your body. We want to connect our mind and our body together, be feeling whole together. Let us go back and observe the breath. Observe the breath one more time. Okay. So the practice we just did is a practice that you can do on your own. If you're new to meditation, it's good to start in short intervals. Don't make it too long. You could, for example, you can do what's called mini seeds. You can do 2-minute sessions where you just observe the breath, then you take a break, then you go back and observe the breath for another 2 minutes, take a break. And this way you start to develop your attention. And it's always good if you can do this on a daily basis. It just becomes a practice. I mean, that's why we call it practice, because we keep practicing this. And with time, you'll see that your attention will improve. You'll be more mindful. You'll be more in the moment. You'll just be there at peace. And I'd like to mention one more time the Book of Names, if you haven't had time to enter names into the book. If you're at a distance, you can enter it in the chat, and Shane will get all the names and give it to me. So what we usually do at this time is we read from the book, comfortable with uncertainty. We're on chapter 28, called Hope and Fear. So I'll read this short chapter. One of the classic Buddhist teachings on hope and fear concerns what is known as the 8 worldly dharmas. These are 4 pair of opposites, 4 things that we like and become attached to, and 4 things that we don't like and try to avoid. The basic message is that when we are caught up in the 8 worldly dharmas, we suffer. First, we like pleasure. We are attached to it. Conversely, we don't like pain. Second, we like and are attached to praise. We try to avoid criticism and blame. Third, we like and are attached to fame. We dislike and try to avoid disgrace. Finally, we are attached to gain or getting what we want. We don't like losing what we have. Accordingly to this very simple teaching, becoming immersed in these 4 pair of opposites, pleasure and pain, praise and blame, fame and disgrace, gain and loss, is what keeps us stuck in the pain of samsara. You might feel that somehow we should try to eradicate these feelings of pleasure and pain, gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disgrace. A more practical approach is to get to know them intimately. See how they hook us. See how they color our perception of reality. See how they aren't all that solid. Then the 8 worldly dharmas become the means for growing wiser, as well as kinder and more content. So this, I want to explain a little bit about when we talk about samsara, we're talking about the worldly life, this life that we're living in. And the Buddha said that we're caught up in a world where we experience a lot of pain. And he tried to find a way to escape the pain of living in this world. So that's why there's so much talk about how to alleviate pain. Pain not just in ourselves, but pain in all living beings, all creatures that are alive. So it's interesting I had never heard of this before, so to me it's kind of new. The four, eight worldly dharmas. It's interesting, though, that really she says that you have to observe it, notice how you experience these eight aspects in your life, and then notice that it's really not as solid as we believe it is. In other words, this worldly life isn't as real as we perceive it to be. And these are another aspect of Buddhism and Tibetan Buddhism, that the true reality is above what we think is in this worldly life. So this is a way to get us to feel comfortable about observing what causes us pain in this world, and then kind of letting it go. And so you'll see that throughout the Buddhist path, it is this way of letting go and going more towards wisdom and more towards compassion, because compassion is part of what true reality is. So, does anyone have any thoughts about this, or would like to say something or ask any questions? Okay. So, what I'd like to do now is talk about our upcoming events. So, as you know, it's a little slow right now. We're in the holiday season, but we do have one event that will be coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's open to, actually, this event is really a local event. It's not something that's going to be online, but we really hope that people here in Houston will come. Usually at this time of year, we have one local event that we like to just have do as a group. So what we'll be doing this year on Tuesday, it's going to be Tuesday evening on the 19th, we're going to have a movie night here. And the movie, we haven't chosen the movie yet. There's two options to the movie, and I believe that Emily, which is our administrative coordinator, will ask us to vote on which movie we would like to see. But both movies have, I don't know if both, I think one of them is very Buddhist oriented, but I think the other one is not so much, it doesn't talk about Buddhism, but it shows the opening of what we call bodhicitta, which is compassion, loving compassion towards others. And so it's kind of like the theme of the movie. So I invite those of you that are in Houston, especially if you're new, and of course all our regular Sangha members, to come. We're going to have popcorn that night, popcorn machine, and then there'll be different things that you can add to the popcorn to give a different taste. So that's what I've heard so far of what it will be like. Also, we just wrapped up one series of Teaching Tuesdays. What we usually have on every first and third Tuesday of the month, we have what's called Teaching Tuesday, which is when our teachers, Ann and Harvey, or Lama Riksin Droma and Lama Namgyal Dorje, come and give a teaching. And also we have certain instructors, student teachers that come and give teachings based on some theme of Buddhism. And from what I've been told, the series, the next series will start on the third third Tuesday evening of January. And at that time, we will be talking about Shantideva. And Shantideva is a Buddhist teacher that lived centuries ago I believe he was in India. And we follow his teaching very closely because it's how to be a bodhisattva. A bodhisattva is the person that gives his life towards the benefit of others to alleviate the pain and develop that compassion that's necessary to alleviate the pain for all living beings. So this will go for only 2 sessions of Teaching Tuesdays. And after the second session, on the third session of that Teaching Tuesday series, we will have Lama Namgyal Dorje Harvey will be talking about his book that he wrote, Western Teaching, or I'm not sure what the title is, but he wrote a book about how Buddhism is accepted here in the Western world, and how what is the difference between the Western way of living life compared to the Eastern way of living life, and how Buddhism can help us as Westerners. So I invite you all to consider coming to that. We also will have, I believe it will be in the first weekend of February, we have what's called Losar, which is Tibetan New Year. And for that, we welcome everyone to come because we always give a short ceremony of traditions that they do in Tibet for their new year. And some of it consists of wishing, well for the new year. We make dough and we pass it around, and we pass all these strings around, and we just and we open these little fortune telling things. So it's kind of a fun ceremony. Also that evening, we're going to have what we call a welcome to Down Mountain, and this is mostly it's an event that we like to do for newcomers. So anyone that's new, that like to know more, that want to get to know our teachers, that want to ask questions about what we do here in Down Mountain, and to get to know a little bit of the history of Down Mountain, why we're here and how we came about. So I'd like to invite everyone that's new, and even those that are not as new but would like to just come and be with us that day, to come, and it will be broadcast also, so that we will be doing that. And we will have a retreat at that time during that weekend. I believe it is a Dzogchen cycle retreat, which is one of our programs that we have here. So if you're in Dzogchen cycles, just be aware that that weekend we do have a retreat. So I believe now we can start with our second closing meditation. Oh, I also want to mention that we do accept, any donations you'd like to give. We accept, and I believe at the entrance, if you can talk with Jerry, if you'd like to leave something, or if you're at a distance, we always accept donations through our website. Okay, so let's start again with the 3 pillars. Let's observe our contact with the cushion, the skeletal structure that is holding us, supporting us. Feel at ease, just feel relaxed. Relax to your body. Just know that the earth is supporting you. Your skeletal structure is supporting you. Relax all your muscles. visualize that central channel that goes up and down your spine. Let the energy that starts from the dough move easily up to the top of your head. Slightly put down your chin, just to leave the spine completely straight. So let us go back, observe the breath, observe as the breath goes down, down, visualizing going down to the dough, and then it goes up as you exhale. The energy goes up, your breath goes out. Just observe the breath. If thoughts come, just let them go. Thinking, and let it drop. Go back to the breath. Now let us chant hum and feel the vibration of that sound as it goes through your body. Let us go back to the breath. Okay, so now we're going to read the Book of Names. And like I said, we always think of others, and this is just another way to bring others and alleviate their suffering. So today we dedicate our practice to Gary Pug, Doug McGregor and family, Tabby Edgington, Lynn Bartholomew, Andy Rowe, Anne, Elsa, Stephanie, Jody, Austin, Lawton, all victims of war, Sue Hee Kim, Ronnie Goodwin, Nicholas Quick, Marsha Marsha Woolford, Hal Bardo in the Bardo, Sam, Barbara, Mary, Phil, for sale, safe travels, all victims of war, Nico Cota, Luisa Echevarria, and Buddy. So I just want to mention for those that do not know, when we say in the Bardo, this is people that have recently passed away. Okay, so now we will do our closing dedications on this sheet where it says dedication. Let us do the sharing the merit. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to our very ground. And let's do the blessing. We always light the candle. With all you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened bond of love. So we always like to close with what we call our ah practice, and ah is another sacred syllable in Tibetan Buddhism. Ah represents reality itself, its expanded openness. So when we chant ah, we do it thinking of sending all the merit we have accumulated in our practice today, sending it to all living beings everywhere throughout the universe. So let us chant one ah. Ah. So I'd like to thank all of you for being here today, and I hope to see you again. And those of you that are here, if you'd like to talk with one another, get to know each other, and thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'd like to see what is your name?
Lauren.
Laura.
I used to come here like years or months
Oh,
ago.
okay.
But
Yeah, your name, your face looks
I know.
like
I was a student of Dr. Klein's, so it's just been a while. I actually have to run because this is so funny, but my office is at this campus, which I was like, this is crazy. But I had to help someone with move some furniture. But thank you so much.
Hope to see you again.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay,
I
so
wanted
how did
to
you
say hello to Lauren.
Hi, Ray. Don.
Don.
Yeah.
Okay. You also look familiar because I think I remember your face.
Yes.
You're every Sunday.
Do you, yeah, I was gonna say, are you in Houston?
Yes. Yeah.
Hi, sorry, I just wanted to introduce myself quickly before I go.
And Will.
Will, okay, nice to meet you.
What was your name?
Lauren.
Lauren, nice to meet you.
You're
Janet.
Janet, right? Yes. I've gone to some of your online meditations before too, so during COVID, yeah.
Yeah.